If you like what I do and want to see more, please consider contributing to my Patreon. Link is in the description below. Before I start off, a lot of people ask me what the songs are that I use, and they want me to link it to them, but really it is very hard for me to do that every single time. So I have a Discord channel where you guys can go ahead and join the Discord server, where not only we can talk about the fights, we can have live discussions or talk about whatever. So basically, if you guys are interested, there you will be able to find my playlist and also the soundtracks that I use for my videos. With that being said, let's jump right into the video. What's up guys, Kenan from kenanK TV here, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to talk about the just recently announced Cain Velasquez vs Francis Ngannou fight. But in this video, I want to take a closer look at how Francis Ngannou can win this fight. With that being said, let's jump right into the video.
I lost myself inside of you, only to realize that I'd fall too.
Be sure to subscribe for a video where I will go over how Cain Velasquez can win this fight. But for Francis Ngannou, coming off of his dominant victory over Curtis Blaydes in just about 50 seconds, the question really remains, how good is he in the long run? Now, in my opinion, Francis Ngannou, no matter how hard he trains at this stage of his career, at the age that he is in right now, I don't think that he will ever be a very complete MMA fighter like Cain Velasquez is. So his chances of winning are in the opening few rounds. And stretching that out to the second round against Cain Velasquez is a bit risky. So his chances are only in the first round in my opinion. So it'll really come down to what happened in the JDS fight, for example. What happened in the JDS fight is I believe that Cain Velasquez was showing a lot of respect to JDS. The fight started off and Cain was very tentative, coming forward but really respecting that power that JDS had. And in this fight, I think it'll be pretty similar. Now, the difference is in this fight is that Cain is no longer in his prime. He underwent numerous injuries, numerous surgeries, a lot of recovery, and a lot of time off. And physically, I don't think that he is capable enough to take the damage and especially the power of Francis Ngannou. For Francis to even have a slight chance of winning this fight, he has to show zero respect. The same respect that he showed against Stipe Miocic. Barely anything. He has to go into that fight with that mentality. He cannot go into the fight like he did against Derek Lewis, for example, and show too much respect, or he's going to be tentative. The most dangerous Francis Ngannou is a Francis Ngannou without any fear. But against Cain Velasquez, I believe that he has to be a pretty dumb man to not fear him. Cain is a very well-rounded, dominant, and very strong wrestler, kickboxer, an all-around well-rounded fighter. On top of that, he has a very steady workflow, a very steady pace where a lot of heavyweights just cannot keep up with. So for Francis to go in there and try to go all the way is not going to happen, ever. You see, if there is ever a time for Francis Ngannou to defeat Cain Velasquez, it is most certainly right now. Cain is 36 years old. His last fight was against Travis Browne at UFC 200. And even before that, he was barely active. We haven't really seen Cain Velasquez be active ever since 2013. So come fight night, I do believe that Cain will show a lot of ring rust. And unlike the Travis Browne fight, Francis Ngannou is not Travis Browne. Travis Browne is a very slow fighter. Definitely a lot of damage in the octagon has led up to that. His speech seems to be a bit slurring these days, and he's definitely not as reactive and alive and fiery as Francis Ngannou is. By the time they are in the octagon, I do believe that Cain Velasquez, his best days are way behind him. By the time he's going to be in the octagon, I don't think that we will be able to see the best Cain Velasquez ever again. At this stage of his career, after all these injuries and all the time off, by the time he's in there, I do believe that he can still win the fight, but he's not going to be looking as impressive as he once did previously. Against Francis Ngannou, I believe that Cain will be very cautious. But how cautious can you be against a fighter like Francis Ngannou? Now, Francis's only way to really win this fight, in my opinion, is to immediately come forward, immediately back up Cain Velasquez. When he backs up Cain, I think that his chances of actually stuffing takedowns are way better. If his back is not up against the cage, that means he can sprawl backwards and have a lot more room to back off with. But the margin for error for Francis Ngannou is very small. He has to fight a perfect fight against Cain. Immediately from the start of the fight, he has to come forward and really threaten Cain with that power that he has. He has to make Cain freeze up, and in that moment, he has to unleash his power. And if he can connect with something, I do believe that Cain is going to need a couple hits to really get back in the groove of fighting again. So really, it is now or never for Francis Ngannou. If he can have that moment of where he can back up Cain and knock him out with, then he has to capitalize on that. Because the longer that he's going to take, the more he's going to be starting to lose the fight. The better that Cain is going to get, and the more that he will have Francis figured out. So if he's going to knock him out, it has to be something like the JDS1 fight. He has to go in there, immediately land an overhand right, immediately go in there and just shoot that right hand, and hope that it will drop Cain Velasquez and win you the fight. If that doesn't happen, then I don't really see any other way for Francis to win this fight. Francis is a very one-dimensional fighter, and going into a fight with Cain Velasquez, he really only has a puncher's chance in my opinion. But luckily, his punch is good enough to where we can really rely on that to be a very, very critical factor in this fight. So going into it, yes, he may be the underdog. Yes, Francis may not have the biggest of chances, but the chances that he does have are something that you just cannot overlook. But the real question still remains, where is Cain Velasquez at physically? From the recent pictures that I've seen of him, he looks very, very old. He has gray hairs, overweight, and to be honest, even in the Travis Brown fight, he didn't really look in the best shape. In the Fabricio Werdum fight, he didn't really look in the best shape. It has been a long while since we have seen the best of Cain Velasquez. And really, I don't think that we need the best Cain Velasquez to beat Francis Ngannou. But at this stage of Cain's career, at 36 years old, with all the time that he has taken off with, coming back against a very dangerous fighter like Francis Ngannou, even though stylistically he may be the favorite to win, however, the power that Francis possesses is very, very real. But ultimately, it is one shot that will end it all, as it was in the JDS fight. But in the end, only time will tell. For now, this is how Francis Ngannou can win this fight. Leave what you guys think of the fight in the comment section down below. As always, I am Kenan from kenanK TV, signing off. Later.